So we are talking today what is the quickest propagation method of propagating and making more of, in this particular case, this lovely Rhizomatous, small Rhizomatous or Rhizomatous Begonia, and this one is Begonia Autumn Ember. And the story behind this one is that the lady who heard me constantly going on about how much I'd love one of these. I've been looking for it for several years, wanted to bring one into the house. It's autumn time due to all these fabulous colours and how it reflects in the light. It's kind of got a sheen, satiny effect. And she sent me, well, she lives quite nearby to me in the UK, and she sent me a tiny, tiny piece. And I honestly would have said, there's no way this is going to survive. And that would have been, I think it was last November / December time. And here we are, not yet, 12 months later. And it's a fantastic plant. It's looking wonderful and will only get better. So, as it happens, her particular plant has died. So it falls to me to replace the original with a propagation of this. So I thought it would be a good idea just to make a quick video on it. So what I'm going to do, there are several methods for propagating small Rhizomatous begonias, and I'm going to do the one that I think is the quickest. So what you could do is you could snip off a leaf, and I will demonstrate that here. And I'm not actually going to do this one, but I'll show you. I'm going to take a leaf which is looking a bit yuck just because I don't want to lose it. So basically you'd snip off a leaf. I wouldn't choose one that looks like that. I'd choose one of the younger ones, a smaller, younger one, a fresh one. You can reduce the size of the leaf stalk, and all you need to do is damage some of these veins, because you will get new plants from these veins. So you can either just snip right across, in which case you've damaged a few of them, or you can take a knife and you can just make a little slit in each of the veins. Probably better seen on the back, because you can actually see the veins on the back. And then you simply pop that into the compost, into the media, and as close as you can to the soil so that the leaf is touching the soil. And if you want, you can even weight it down with a stone. Water the whole thing and then put it in a propagator, or give it a bit of bottom heat, or simply put a plastic bag over the top, being careful that this doesn't touch any sides of the plastic bag, which of course it probably won't because of where it is. That method works, but it's very slow. And that's why I'm not going to do that method. It's really slow and it will take, I would say, 3-4 months. Now, bearing in mind that we are at the end of October now, it could be springtime before it's giving me a plant that I can send. And I want to do it much more quickly than that. So I'm going to divide the rhizome of this beautiful Begonia Autumn Ember. So I'm going to try and zoom you in a little bit so I can show you what I'm going to do. I've basically took a pot like that. I've put some, it's got holes in the bottom. I've put some moss in the bottom just to stop the media from falling through. And of course it'll keep it a little bit moist for me when it's doing its thing. So I'll zoom you in a little bit more, and then hopefully you can see the rhizome and where I'm going to cut a little bit off with a sharp knife. Okay, now I am going to get a camera. I remember saying right way back when I first started, as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'd buy myself a decent camera and not just film with my phone. And here we are, we're nearly at 18,000 at the moment, and I still don't have a camera. I'm still using my phone, because of course I thought you made more money than you actually do. So there's a little insight into being a YouTuber. In my case, you don't make a great deal of money. So you can probably see there, this rhizome is going off. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. This rhizome is going off in several directions, and some of them may even have rooted already. I'm going to go for that one because it's got some very small growth on it, and I'm just going to snip it off. I'll put it down. I don't know whether you can see this or not because I can't see through my phone. I'll take my knife, probably, I don't know, about 5 centimetres between a couple of leaves, and I'm simply going to cut it. So simple. Give it a little tug, and of course pull it away. Just untangle the leaves so we don't lose any more leaves. And because this is such a nice plant, it's not really going to make much difference to the bigger plant. There you go, that still looks great. And here we have the bits that I've cut off, and you can see the part of the rhizome there, and you can see it's already got a few roots in it. So I'm not going to leave all these great big leaves on, we're going to take some of those off. So I'll just zoom you out again, and then I'll show you the next step. So here I've got a mixture already made up. Now this is the mixture that I use for begonias in the greenhouse and the house, and this is based on my environment. It's basically just general purpose compost mixed with perlite. Now why do I use that? Well, general purpose compost gives me a little bit of feed, the right consistency that I want, something that's going to hold a bit of moisture but not dry out too quickly. And the perlite is to actually dry it out more quickly than it would without the perlite, if that makes sense. But that's based on my environment. Your environment might be different, probably is, in which case you've got to adjust that depending on what you want. I want these begonias to be on the dry side, always. So these smaller leaves, they're the ones that's going to give us the real growth. So I'm going to get rid of the biggest ones because I don't want them losing loads of moisture. Let's have a look. Some of them look quite old as well. I wonder how many we can get away with. Let's take those off. And we'll take... I've got to leave some on because it'll take even longer. It will still work if I don't leave any on. And I'll show you some that I did earlier. Right, so what have I got there? Let's have a look. One, tiny one there, two, bigger one there, three. I might get rid of that eventually. And there's some new ones coming right down at the bottom there. And I will tidy this up off camera just to get these stalks out of the way. Okay, so that obviously is going to go into the media very carefully. And it's not going to be buried, it's just going to, I'm going to get that bit of root so that the root is, but the top of the rhizome you can see and the leaves are just sitting on the surface. Okay, like I said, I might get rid of that one, we'll see how these come along. I'm going to give that a water. I'm not going to give it anything at this time of year, it's still quite warm in here, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So let me just show you one that I did earlier, but it's not of that particular rhizome. Okay, so this is Begonia Black Fang, and you can just see down there an old rhizome that I propagated from the mother plant, and you can see it has grown very nicely. There's a little bit falling off there, but I did this with I've got several of them and they're all slightly different. Some of them I did with the leaves, the leaf cutting, some of them I did with the rhizomes, and they've all come, but some of them took months. The ones that came the quickest were the ones with the rhizomes with the leaves. I actually tried it without leaves as well. The ones without the leaves took a bit longer. Now, actually, they did take a few months as well. But it will grow from a rhizome without any leaves on it as well. Okay, so that's your lot. And that will be going out to my friend who sent me the other Begonia Autumn Ember. And obviously I've got to let it root first, but hopefully by, I don't know, January time, mid-January time, I should definitely know by then if it's putting on some growth, and then hopefully I'll be able to send that off. Off camera now I'm going to cut a little bit more off just to make sure I've got a couple of plants, one as a backup. So that's a very quick way how to propagate any small Rhizomatous begonias. There you go. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.